On your marks, get set, bake. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best Great British Bake Off contestants.
This whole process, I've learnt so much, and I think all those elements came together today.
Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, please subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the most creative, funny and memorable contestants from across all series of the Great British Bake Off. So grab a cup of tea and a slice of cake and let's get started.
Great idea needs to be thought through a little bit more.
Number 10, Selasi. Series 7 brought with it one of the most chilled out contestants that the Great British Bake Off has ever seen. Despite the stress and panic that we've seen the show bring, Selasi defied all expectations. He was always stood around calmly, sporting his signature smile, while all the other bakers were rummaging around trying to complete their bakes. Sadly, Selasi just missed out on the final, and surprisingly was never awarded Star Baker. Even with the lack of Star Baker awards, Selasi still made some impressive bakes, and without ever cracking under the pressure.
The burnt Selasi. Are they?
Number 9, Diana Beard. Diana was a quiet contestant on Series 5 of Bake Off and consistently made it through each week. Until week 4 when controversy struck the Bake Off tent in the form of Bingate. Diana left fellow contestant Ian's baked Alaska out of the freezer, causing him to throw away his bake and present Mary and Paul with a bin rather than a completed baked Alaska.
No, God.
Diana and Ian became household names that week, and unfortunately Diana left the competition the following week due to health reasons. Her time on the show was short-lived, but viewers do love a bit of drama.
I'll try to walk tall, yes. I won't promise, but I'll try.
Number 8, Nancy Birtwhistle.
Well thought out and in fact well baked.
Thank you.
After seeing a rise in popularity, Bake Off was moved from BBC 2 to BBC 1 from Series 5 onwards. And it was this season that saw Nancy take the crown. She had only taken Star Baker once, as opposed to series favourite Richard, who took it 5 times, a Bake Off record. Even with this, Nancy had been consistent throughout the series. When it came to the final, Nancy wowed the judges with her piece montée, which she designed to look like Paris's Moulin Rouge. What a masterpiece. Number 7, Ruby Tandoh.
Well, Barclay says that if something isn't being perceived by anyone, then it doesn't exist. So if you can turn your backs the other way when I bring my cake out.
The youngest contestant of Series 4, Ruby made it all the way to the final of the series and left as runner-up. She received Star Baker 3 times, more than anyone else in Series 4. She was a quiet and very emotional contestant, and viewers loved her.
You've done it all by hand.
By hand.
Why have you done it by hand, not in a mixer?
So I don't have a mixer at home, and I'm not going to start using one at this most crucial moment.
At the time of filming, Ruby was in the middle of studying at university, and since starring on the show, she has gone on to finish her degree and has now written 2 baking books. Luckily, being runner-up didn't hold back her career. Number 6, James Morton.
Everyone has loved it so far. Just need to keep that up.
Series 3 was when the Great British Bake Off really started to become the beloved British show that it is today. And for the first time across all series of the show, all 3 finalists were men, and James Morton was one of them. He won Star Baker more times than anyone else in Series 3, wowed viewers with some eye-catching jumpers, and left the show as a runner-up. He has since gone on to build a successful baking blog and has written 2 books.
Well, good luck, Jake.
Yeah.
Have a nice relaxing day.
Oh, I will.
Number 5, Frances Quinn.
Francis!
A surprising victor, Frances became the winner of Series 4, despite fellow baker Ruby being the favourite to win throughout the series. But it's easy to see why she came out on top. She only won Star Baker once, but was consistently making successful bakes. What Frances was really known for was her stunning presentation. Her imagination was endless, and some of the designs she came up with were fascinating. From her giant chili chocolate and ginger matchsticks to her secret squirrel cake, her creativity was out of this world.
Come on, it would not be a bake-off squirrel without a pair of hazelnuts. There we go.
Number 4, Tamal Ray.
It's really nice, like goat's cheese, so when I've been practicing at home, I've just been like the whole time.
Throughout Series 6, Tamal was constantly successful. He was never considered for elimination and was a regular favourite of the judges. He made it all the way to the final and left as a runner-up. This is made all the more impressive when you learn that he was training to be an anaesthetist at the same time.
That's very clever.
Since competing on Bake Off, he has completed his training and has actually left baking as a hobby. Number 3, John Whaite.
If I let last week fester away inside of me, then I'm going to fail, but I just need to get over it, forget about it and carry on.
Series 3 started a huge rise to prominence for the Great British Bake Off, and winner John beat favourite to win Brendan to take the crown. Throughout the series he only won Star Baker once, but his consistently good bakes and impressive finale had him emerge champion.
John.
Since the show, he has gone on to have a successful baking career, he has written 3 cookbooks, opened his own cookery school on his family's farm, and is a resident chef on ITV's Lorraine. He has also used his baking skills to raise money for charity, providing baking workshops for charity Bake a Smile. Number 2, Brendan Lynch.
Oh, that's worth reuniting with your family for.
Runner-up in Series 3, Brendan won Star Baker twice and was a regular favourite of the judges. He was tipped to win throughout, but was beaten to the title by John Whaite. He created some impressive and creative bakes in his time on the show, including a gingerbread birdhouse. He has gone on to provide cookery classes, mainly working with dementia sufferers, where he talks to them about baked goods they remember from their childhood and helps them recreate them.
Good luck, Brendan.
Thank you. Thanks, Bubba.
Number 1, Nadiya Hussain.
Oh, Nadiya. I love it.
Winner of Series 6, Nadiya was adored by the British public during her time on the Great British Bake Off. Her comic genius and infinite facial expressions made her one of the highlights of the series. And surprisingly, she won after constant successful bakes and 3-star baker awards. Her career has been non-stop since. She was invited to bake the Queen's 90th birthday cake. She was given her own show named The Chronicles of Nadiya, where she traced her culinary roots back to Bangladesh, and has since been given another show called Nadiya's British Food Adventure. We just can't get enough of her.
Join me on Nadiya's British Food Adventure on BBC Two.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.